County High School basketball. I'm Jim Swinford coming to you from the Hilltop, where tonight we've got a girl-boy doubleheader slated for you. Actually, it's a triple header as the JV girls against the Tate's Creek Junior Varsity played. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, in our first game, the Harrison County Phillies will be taking on the Lady Commodores of Tate's Creek. The nightcap will pit the Harrison County Thoroughbreds against the Polar Bears from over at Bracken County. Well, as far as our first game is concerned, it's been 12 days since the Phillies last played before going into quarantine, canceling or postponing 4 games. Expect a little rust from our girls in the game tonight. Prior to the quarantine, Harrison County had lost a couple of close contests to Frederick Douglass and Mason County. Meanwhile, the Lady Commodores have started out the season with a deceptive 1-4 mark. The 4 defeats have come against opponents that have a combined record of 14-2, and 3 of the 4 losses were by 10 points or less. On the good side for Harrison County, though, we've got a great addition to our team as Niecy Kenny has come back to Harrison County after being over at Scott County last year and will provide something that this Phillies team sorely missed before she came back, which was size inside. So good to have Niecy back on the squad, and I'm sure that she will contribute in a very positive way. Nevertheless, against a good Tate's Creek team, the Phillies will definitely have their hands full here tonight. Mentioned the JV game before, the girls' JV game. Didn't turn out too good for our girls, especially in the second half, as a close game at the half turned into a blowout of some types. Tate's Creek's JV beat our junior varsity 54-27. Pretty good crowd on hand for tonight's first game of this doubleheader. We'll take a break right now, though, and then come back and take a closer look at both Harrison County and Tate's Creek. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Thank you. All righty, back here at Monticello Heights Gymnasium, the Lady Commodores and the Phillies in the first game of this girl-boy doubleheader. Well, Tate's Creek is coming into tonight's game off of their first win of the season, which took place up at home on Friday, an 80-41 victory over Henry Clay. Lady Commodores are coached by Matthew Yates, who is now in his 5th year at the helm of the Tate's Creek program, and he has done wonders to turn this program around. Took over a team that won just 4 games prior to Yates' first year at the coaching spot. But since that time, he has had 6 wins the next year, his first year, 7 wins the next year, 9 wins after that, and then last year, 18. So you can see that Coach Yates has slowly but steadily returned some respect to the Tate's Creek program. And even better than that, off of that 18-win season last year, the Lady Commodores returned their top 6 scorers, including junior guard Maddie Kaufman, who is considered to be one of the top 10 players in the 11th region. And Tate's Creek is still a fairly young team with 4 juniors and a senior in the starting lineup. They're led in scoring this year by Kaufman, who's averaging 13.3 points a contest. The thing that's really been the bugaboo this season for Tate's Creek, and this is despite playing against 4 pretty good teams, or actually 5 pretty good teams coming into tonight's game, they're still only shooting 31% from the floor and only 29% from three-point range. Free throw shooting has also been a bit of an issue, and I'd say a bigger issue in those close games, as Tate's Creek is only hitting 65% of their free throws as a team. Junior forward Katie Armishaw is their best long-range threat as she's hitting 36% from beyond the arc. That's definitely a player that the Phillies defense will need to keep tabs on throughout the game. Their best inside presence and top rebounder is junior forward Elise Baker. Baker is averaging 8 rebounds per game. Despite high hopes, Tate Creek still has to contend in the always tough 11th region, which is no picnic. You could have a great team and not be able to even sometimes get out of your district up there in the Lexington area. Meanwhile, prior to the long layoff, Harrison County had a couple of poor shooting efforts that led to losses in their first 2 games, as we said before, against Frederick Douglass and Mason County. After making just 24.5% of its shots in that opening game loss at Frederick Douglass, the Phillies made just 31% of its field goal attempts in falling to Mason County back a couple of weeks ago. 19 turnovers in each of the first 2 games have also led Harrison County to 13-point second-half deficits in both of those first 2 contests. Although our girls kept fighting in the first 2 games, that double-digit deficit was just too large to overcome. Harrison County's led in scoring this year by junior guard Gab Hadrick, who's averaging 13.5 points a game. Sophomore guard Caroline Van Hook has been a force on the boards for the Phillies here in the early season, leading the team in rebounding in both games and is now averaging 7.5 rebounds per contest. Defensively, Harrison County has done a good job giving up just 42.5 points per game while forcing 45 turnovers in those first 2 ball games. So we're averaging, although we're committing 19, our defense is forcing 22.5 turnovers, and hopefully that will be the case again tonight. We just need to do a better job of hitting the basket. That's the frustrating thing. We've had shots. We've had good close-in shots, but for whatever reason, confidence or just bad bounces sometimes, those balls just aren't falling. But once they start to fall, this Phillies team will be definitely a force to be contended with throughout the rest of the regular season. More than anything else, a win tonight would provide this team that boost of confidence that they kind of need, as we've got some tough games coming up, not only the rest of this week, but on through the rest of the regular season as well. So tonight would be a good way to kind of kick off the season after the quarantine, let's say. It's going to be a weird year, people. We've played 2 games and have had 4 either canceled or postponed. Hopefully those cancellation and postponements won't happen anymore, but the way things have gone, not just around here, but throughout the Commonwealth, don't count on it. I expect that we'll have at least 1 or 2 more COVID-19 related cancellations or postponements the rest of the season. Now, one of those postponements was the Bourbon County game. Now, we were supposed to play Bourbon County a week ago Saturday. That game has been rescheduled for this coming Saturday. So if you have not yet put that on your calendar, make sure you do. That we'll be playing over at Bourbon County at 4:30, 3 o'clock JV, 4:30 Varsity this coming Saturday. That's not the way your regular initial schedule said, but because of the COVID-19 postponement, that game is now this coming Saturday. And it's always a big rivalry between us and the Lady Colonels all the time. Tate's Creek has some good size as we get back to tonight's game, as they are able to put a couple of 6-footers out there against us, and that's going to be a challenge. But with Niecy Kinney back, it won't be as big a challenge as it was, say, just a couple of weeks ago. Well, Harrison County is still back in the locker room getting some final words of wisdom from the coaching staff. Meanwhile, Tate's Creek is out there continuing on in their pregame warm-ups. We invite you to stay tuned now as we'll come back and after this break and give you the starting lineups of tonight's game between Harrison County and Tate's Creek. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Top, the Lady Commodores taking on the host Harrison County Phillies. One thing I did fail to mention is that Gab Hadrick is not here tonight, not dressed, not here at all, and some medical issues, so we'll be hurting without our leading scorer for sure. Taking a look now at the starting lineups, though. First for the Lady Commodores of Tates Creek, 1-4, coached by Matthew Yates. At a guard, a 5'5 junior, number 5, Maddie Kaufman. Kaufman, considered to be one of the best players in the 11th region, is averaging a team-leading 13.3 points a game. Another guard, a 5'4 junior, number 15, Elise Livers. Livers averaging 7.3. One of the forward positions is manned by Aaliyah Yates. She wears the number 11, is a 5'8 senior, averaging 3 points a game. Another forward is Elise Baker. Elise Baker wears the number 24. She's a 6-foot junior and is second on the team in scoring at 9.7 points a game. She's also the team leader in rebounds at 8 boards per contest. And at the other forward, a 5'10 junior, number 33, Katie Armishaw. Armishaw averaging 8.3 points per game. So once again, for the Lady Commodores, it'll be Kaufman, Livers, Yates, Baker, and Armishaw. Tates Creek on the season averaging 55.2 points per game on offense. On defense, giving up 54.6 points per game. Now for the Harrison County Phillies, 0-2 on the year. At a guard, a 5'7 sophomore, number 22, Caroline Van Hook. Caroline's averaging 5 points per game. Another guard is Elizabeth Allison. Elizabeth wears the number 32. She's a 5'9 senior and is averaging 8.5 points a game. At the third guard, getting her first varsity start, Bailey Hudgens. Hudgens, a 5'4 8th grader, wears the number 23 and is averaging 4 points a game. At the forward, Kara Hines. Hines, a 5'8 junior who wears the number 4, is averaging 5.5 points a game. And in the middle, in her first game back after her sojourn through Georgetown, Niecy Kenny. Niecy wears the number 44. She's a 6'2 senior, and obviously being her first game, has yet to score. So once again for the Phillies, it'll be Van Hook, Allison, Hudgens, Hines, and Kenny. The Phillies on the year struggling on the offensive side of the court, averaging just 37 points a game, while defensively done a pretty good job, giving up just 42.5 points per game. So there are your starting fives for both of these teams, Harrison County and Tates Creek, here in the first game of this girl-boy doubleheader. Well, while the two teams continue to warm up out there on the floor, we'll take this opportunity to take a break and send it back to the station for Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with tonight's pregame prayer. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, Harrison County and Tates Creek about to match up for the 25th time in the two programs' history. Right now, the record in the series is dead even at 12-12. However, in kind of an unusual twist, Tates Creek has the better record here on the hilltop at 8-4. It's a series that began back in February of 1979 when the Lady Commodores came to the hilltop and went home with a 57-53 victory. The last time the two teams played was last season here on the hilltop, a game won by Tates Creek 48-38. So there's your short history of this rivalry that dates back some 32 years. Well, as we mentioned, the Phillies will be back in action on Monday night when they will host Campbell County. The Lady Camels coming. That was the wrong side. Sorry about that. The Phillies playing on Wednesday. So peg that back. The Phillies playing on Wednesday against Beechwood here on the Hilltop. That'll just be one game. A 6:30 varsity start. There will be no JV game. So Wednesday, Beechwood here on the Hilltop at 6:30. On Saturday, as we mentioned before, we'll be over at Bourbon County when the Lady Colonels will host the Phillies. That's a 4:30 varsity start. And then on Monday, a week from tonight, we'll head to Maysville to take on the Lady Saints of St. Patrick in the first game of a girl-boy doubleheader. That first game, which the Phillies won't be involved in, which the Lady Saints, will take place at 5:30. Meanwhile, the Brads, who lost on Friday at Campbell 70-67, will later tonight play Bracken County. Tomorrow, they'll be back on the Hilltop to host Powell County. On Friday, Great Crossing will come to town, and then on Monday, a week from tonight, they'll be the back half of that doubleheader in Maysville against the Saints of St. Patrick. Well, right now, the Air Force Junior ROTC from Harrison County presenting the colors, after which we'll have the national anthem, so we'll take a listen to that. And then we'll take a break and come back for the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Tate's Creek. But right now, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County and Tate's Creek getting underway. Harrison will have the ball first as they won the toss. Allison with it out top, gets to Hudgens. The 8th grader looks to her right, now takes a dribble that direction in front of the Tate's Creek bench before getting it up to the top of the key to Allison. Fires it down to the block to Nisi, who misses the layup. Rebound is going to be saved from going out of bounds by Aaliyah Yates. Up the floor come Lady Commodores in a hurry. Right side, Kaufman. Kaufman gets it in between the circles to Livers. Livers calls out the play from out there, being guarded by Hudgens on the Harrison man-to-man. On the wing on the far side, Armishaw. On the weave, gives the ball to Kaufman from the right elbow to the right wing to Yates. Yates with her foot on the line at the top of the key, misses the long shot, but there with the offensive rebound twice is Livers and misses it twice. Rebound's going to be hauled in by Caroline Van Hook. So up the floor and into the front court come the Phillies. Still no score. Hines to Allison. Up top to Van Hook. To the left side was looking for Hudgens, but Hudgens had already flashed towards the basket. So on the turnover, give the ball back to Tate's Creek. We've played just a minute Harrison County 0-2. Tate's Creek 1-4. Across the timeline comes Livers. Gets to the right side where she'll hand it off to Kaufman. Kaufman up top to Baker. Baker back in the corner finds Livers. Her three is no good. And as Yates tries to get the rebound, she's stepping on the end line. So Harrison will get the ball back. Some token 2-2-1 three-quarter court pressure by Tate's Creek. Inbounds pass comes to Hines. She'll get it back to Allison. Long diagonal pass is knocked away, and the loose ball is picked up by Tate's Creek. Into the front court with the basketball comes Livers. Gets it on the baseline to Baker, drives, launches it to the top of the key to Armishaw. Her three-point try is way off the mark, and down with the rebound will be Niecy Kenny for Harrison County. She'll get the ball to Van Hook in the front court to Allison. Thought about the three for a second, but getting on top of her defensively quickly was Armishaw. In between the circles, she'll find Baker. Make that to Hudgens, excuse me. And now we're going to have a travel by Allison. Well, 3 of our first 4 trips have ended up in turnovers. That's not a good way to start. Need to feed a hungry group fast? Order a Beast Pizza right now. Don't forget about wings and salads too. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235. I heard Trent say snap. Livers in front of Harrison County bench. Lobs it down to the block to Baker. Baker up top. Here's a three by Kaufman. Air ball. So give the ball back to the Phillies. Well, the Phillies have turned the ball over 3 of the first 4 times. Tate's Creek now 0 for 6 from the floor. So neither team with a very good start to the game. No score. 5:49 left to go in the first quarter. Now a foul in the backcourt on an over-aggressive Tate's Creek Elise Baker. Her first foul of the game. As we said, this is the first of 2. The Thoroughbreds will take on Bracken County in the game to follow. In the backcourt, Allison inbounds the ball to Hudgens, who looks over to Coach Marshall to see what play she wants to run. And now the ball is taken away from her by Kaufman. Kaufman, an easy route to the basket, misses the layup. Gets her own rebound, however, and gets it over to the far side to Livers, who misses the long 3. Rebound pulled down by Niecy Kenny. Into the front court come the Phillies. Still no score. Hudgens races to the block. Her shot short. Rebound. It'll be a tie-up in between Kenny and Armishaw. Possession arrow will keep the ball in the hands of the Phillies. As we said, the Phillies averaging just 37 points a game. Actually, on the possession arrow, Tate's Creek will have the basketball. Inbounds pass will come to Livers. Looks over to Coach Yates to see what play he wants to run this time down the floor. Livers comes to the near sideline. Being hounded by Hudgens. Gets it in the corner. Here's a 3 launched by Yates. In and out. Rebound being fought for, and coming down with it will be Yates. Goes back to the basket. Misses the shot. And on the rebound, we got a tie-up. And this time, the tie-up will go Harrison County's way. Boy, both teams are running around getting a lot of nothing done. No score. We're a tick under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Against the pressure, inbounds pass comes to Hines. She'll get the ball to Van Hook, who has her pocket picked. Livers down low, gets the ball to Baker, who puts it up and in. So a 2-0 lead by the Tate's Creek Commodores with 4:44 left to go in this first quarter. As we said, that basket by Elise Baker. On my notes from in front of her own bench, Allison inbounds the ball to Hudgens. Hudgens being guarded closely by Kaufman. 8th grader has the ball knocked away from her and out of bounds, but the Phillies will maintain possession. That's a tough assignment for Bailey, 8th grader, against one of the better players in the 11th region in Maddie Kaufman. Allison from the far sideline now will get the ball in bounds, but a whistle away from the basketball, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Niecy Kenny. 6 turnovers now for the Phillies. Tate's Creek has yet to turn the ball over, but still just a 2-0 game. Livers gets the ball into the front court on the near sideline to Kaufman. Kaufman down on the block to Armishaw. Armishaw in the corner finds Baker for a 3-point try. Air ball. Offensive rebound is picked up by Livers, who puts it back up and in. Livers gives her team a 4-0 lead with that layup on the putback. In the backcourt, Harrison County's Hudgens is nearly trapped. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Harrison County. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. 3 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in this first quarter, and Harrison County down just 4-0, but it could be a lot worse as we've had 6 turnovers already. You need someone to protect your home, auto, and more, like they're protecting the rim. That's when you call Dan Furnish. Call Dan with any questions about insurance coverage at 234-4514. That's 234-4514. Thank you very much, Dan, for sponsoring Reds and Phillies basketball and all sports for that matter. The wrestling team, they're on the road this week on Wednesday down to Bourbon County for the County Line Duel. On Saturday, the wrestling team will be at Franklin County for the Capital City Classic. So best of luck to Coach Ashbrook and his squad. Out of the timeout, Hines trapped in the backcourt, tries to split the double team and travels. So another turnover for the Phillies. That makes 7, and we haven't even played 5 minutes yet. From across the way at the hash mark, inbounding the ball will be Caitlin Shelton. Shelton, a 5'6" senior averaging a point a game, is checked in. Livers gets the ball to Kaufman, down on the block to Baker. Baker back up top, here's a 3, fired up and no good. Rebound though is going to be picked up and put back up and in. That time by Joyce Mukalamusi. So Mukalamusi makes her presence known early as she puts her team up 6-0. 3:18 left to go. Into the front court with the basketball will come Hines. Hines misses the shot. Kenny is there for the offensive rebound, misses it. The ensuing rebound is picked up by Mukalamusi. Into the front court come the Commodores, and the ball will be knocked out of bounds as the Lady Commodores unable to hold on. That's their first turnover of the night. Allison against full court man pressure. Gets the ball inbounds to make that to Van Hook. And now Allison, as she gets the return pass, is still standing on the end line. So the turnover gives the ball back to Tate's Creek. Ugh, people. From her own baseline, Livers to trigger the inbounds pass. Livers gets it in the corner, open for a 3. Kaufman off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Kenny. That's already 4 rebounds for Nisi. She'll pitch the ball into the front court. The ball safe from going out of bounds by Hudgens, but there to intercept it will be Livers. Livers in the front court, gets the ball to Mukalamusi. Skip pass to the near side to Kaufman. Kaufman to Armishaw. Baseline 12-footer bounces off. Rebound knocked around, and Kenny comes away with it for the Phillies. She'll get the ball to Van Hook. Caroline across the timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle. Harrison with 2:30 left to go in the first quarter, still looking for their first points of the game. Pass to the right side to Hudgens, and she nearly had her pocket picked by Kaufman. Come on, somebody help Bailey. She'll get the ball to Van Hook at the top of the key. Van Hook has the ball knocked away from behind. Loose ball picked up by Tate's Creek. Coast to coast to the basket, and laying it up and in is Katie Shelton as the Commodores go up 8-0. 2:04 left to go in this first quarter, which seems like it's going to take forever. Here's a shot down low by Nisi Kenny, and the Phillies are finally on the board, but still trail 8-2. And with 1:55 on the clock, we've got a timeout called by Harrison County. Just another 30-second timeout, so we'll stay with it right here. Harrison County at least gets a bucket now, and things are not as dire as they were before. However, 10 turnovers is nothing to write home about, especially since 8 of Tate's Creek's points, all 8 have come off of Harrison County turnovers. Just like the Reds and Phillies delivering 3-pointers, Kellyan's Pizza can deliver to you tonight. Call 298-2048 to place your order. Also available for pickup in the Bridge Street Plaza.
Into the game for the Lady Commodores.
Coming into the game for Tate's Creek is Malaya Jackson. Jackson, a 5'3" sophomore who has yet to score this year. Also Ashton Harris, a 5'10" freshman who's averaging a half a point a game. For Harrison County, Keely Custard makes her first appearance. The 5'2" 7th grader has yet to score this year. And up the floor with the basketball will come Livers. Livers crossover dribble, gets her into the front court, moves to the far sideline near the hash, stops, gets it to the top of the key to Mukalamusi. Pass to the left side now to Jackson, and we're going to have a whistle away from the basketball. And a turnover, as I think they got 3 seconds on Tate's Creek. So Harrison a chance to get back to within 6, or within 4 if they can make a bucket here. Across the timeline comes Hudgens. Drifts to the right side, gets to Custard in front of the Tate's Creek bench. Custard near the center circle. Moves to the left side. Now backs up once again to the center circle. Lobs it down low to Kenny. Kenny then throws the ball away. Golly. Up the floor with the basketball. Livers to Jackson to the basket. Shot blocked by Allison, but they're going to call a foul on Elizabeth, which will send Jackson to the line for 2. First foul of the game
Number 22,
on
Malaya Jackson
the
to the
Phillies.
line for Creek.
Sending Jackson to the line. Jackson attempting her first free throws of the season. First free throw by the sophomore as she's looking for her first point is good. And that will put the Commodores up 9-2 with a minute 17 left on the clock. Second free throw is on the way and good as well to make it a 10-2 game in favor still of the Lady Commodores. Across the timeline comes Hudgens. Hudgens splits the defense and nearly had the ball taken away. Launches it down to the block to Kenny. Her shot off the glass is no good. Rebound picked up by Custard. Her putback is no good. Kenny with the rebound, no good. And the ensuing rebound is picked up by Mukalamusi. So up the floor with the basketball will come the Lady Commodores. Livers on the baseline, gets the ball to Shelton. Her 15-footer's good. Katie Shelton with the big shot there from about 10 feet away. Makes the score now 12-2 with 36 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Now another steal by Tate's Creek. That's Livers who goes to the basket, misses the shot, but will go to the line for 2 as she's fouled with 30 seconds left. Foul is going to be assessed to Hudgens. Now be Bailey's first.
To the line for the Lady Commodores.
So Livers at the line on the season. Livers a 55% free throw shooter. First free throw by the junior is up and good.
Into the game for the
Lauren
Phillies,
McNeese
number
checks in for
24,
Harrison.
McNeese.
5'3" sophomore, is yet to score this year. The second free throw for Livers coming up. She tries to extend her team's present 13-2 advantage. It's been all Tate's Creek. Second free throw is also good. Makes the score 14-2. 12 points have been scored by Tate's Creek off of Harrison County's 12 turnovers. Allison inbounds the ball to Hines against the pressure. Hines back to Allison. Allison diagonal pass in the front court to McNeese and almost lost it. 22 seconds left to go in the quarter. Allison left side to Custard. Custard drives baseline, tries a pass, gets it to McNeese. McNeese up top to Allison. Ball fake. Launches it down low to Kenny. Ball knocked away. Loose ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Hines. So with 9 seconds left, Tate's Creek will get the ball back. Mukalamusi will inbounds the ball to Livers. Livers lets the ball roll near the timeline before picking it up. She'll be picked up defensively by McNeese. Livers will be fouled by McNeese out front with 6 seconds left. That'll be her first. From the far sideline near the hash mark, inbounding the ball will be Shelton. She'll get it to Armishaw, whose shot is no good. And that is the way that the first quarter will end with your score. Tate's Creek 13, Harrison County 2. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop. It's been an ugly game. Harrison County 13 turnovers. Tate's Creek, though, is only 5 out of 19 from the floor. But the Lady Commodores lead 13-2. Here's a lob down low, missed by Armishaw. Putback no good. Here's a putback no good by Robinson, and Hines comes away with the rebound. Into the front court with the basketball come the Phillies, needing some points. Custer to Van Hook, left side, Allison, three, short. Rebounds hauled in by Baker, and will race the other direction. Outlet pass to Robinson's a little too long for her, goes out of bounds. We'll give the ball back to the Phillies. Phillies, as I said, 13 turnovers in that first quarter. Just a couple for Tate's Creek. They now have 3. Full court pressure by Tate's Creek. Inbounds pass from Allison comes to Kenny. Kenny double teamed in the backcourt, but uses that 6'2 frame to get the ball to Custer. Custer to Hines on the wing. Gets to the top of the key to Allison. Allison splits the defense, goes to the basket. Her shot is good, and she's fouled. And maybe something good's going to happen now as Elizabeth will have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Elizabeth Allison to the line for the Phillies.
Gets her team back to within 9 points. Allison on the year, a 75% free throw shooter. Free throw on the way and bounces in there. So good job by E. Harrison County is back to within 8 at 13-5. In the front court with the basketball. At the top of the key is Kaufman. Kaufman nearly fell down. Now gets the ball over to Yates. Yates up top to Baker. Baker gets the ball back to Kaufman in between the circles. Just underway here in the second quarter. First game of this girl-boy doubleheader. Up top with the basketball, Armishaw. Armishaw dribbles down to the block, dishes up a shot, no good. Rebound, though, is pulled down by Robinson. Here's a three fired up, no good by Kaufman, and the ensuing rebound is going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will give the ball back to the Phillies. As the shooting woes continue for Tate's Creek, allowing Harrison to stay in this ball game. Allison to Hines, who will dribble it into the front court. We got numbers 2-on-2, but then Hines drops the ball, picks it back up, gets to Custard on the wing. Keeley to the top of the key to Allison, left side Van Hook for the open three try, good! Give the assist that time to Elizabeth Allison, and there's another Killian's Pizza three-pointer, this time launched up there like Caroline Van Hook. Now in the front court, an easy layup is put up and in by Caden Shelton. Fast and furious action here. 15-8 your score. Here's a pass down low from Hines to Kinney. And Nisi puts it in the basket. Makes it 15-10. In the front court quickly to the basket and throwing up a terrible shot was Robinson. Rebound picked up by Armishaw, who will put it back up and in. Armishaw's first 2 points of the game makes it 17-10. With the basketball, Keeley Custard into the front court. Keeley surveys the defense, gets to the left side to Allison, long range, now in the corner to Hines. Down on the block to Kenny. Reverse layup is good. Nice move that time by Nisi, who has 6 points. And Harrison County is back to within 5 once again at 12-17. 17-12, I should say, sorry. With the basketball is Baker. She'll get it to Robinson. Robinson's half hook shot is blocked by Kenny. We're going to call Nisi for a foul as well, and that'll be 2 on Nisi. That will send Robinson to the line for the first time tonight. Robinson on the year is attempting her first free throws. At the 5:10 mark, the sophomore's first one is good.
Into the game for the Phillies, number 20, Lauren McNeese.
Lauren McNeese steps back in. 18-12. 5:10 on the clock. Tate's Creek has led all the way in this one. Second free throw is also good by Robinson.
Into the game for Tate's
As
Creek, number 15,
Elise Livers will check back into the contest. 19-12, Harrison down by 7. Inbounds pass comes to Hines, into the front court to Van Hook. Van Hook tries to go baseline, but as she does, she's going to be fouled by Aaliyah Yates. That'll be Yates's first personal foul. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Allison. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Harrison trailed at the quarter break by 11. They've cut the deficit back to 7. The pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Baker. Stay tuned at halftime for stats and a recap during the Fryman's Hilltop Grill halftime report. Trying to get the ball in bounds now from the opposite side of the basket on that baseline is Allison. Gets it to McNeese on the wing, over on the far side, up top to Custard. Seventh grader gets the ball to Van Hook in front of the Tate's Creek bench. Now to the elbow on the right side to Hines. Turnaround jumper, good! Nice entry pass that time by Van Hook. Hines scores for the first time. And Harrison County is back to within 5 again. Here's a shot put up and good by Tate's Creek. By Elise Baker to extend her team's lead back out to 7 at 21-14. With the basketball, Custard in the corner finds Van Hook. Van Hook races baseline, and I think she was trying to lob the ball down low, but is fouled as she does.
Number 22.
Foul's going to be called on Yates. That'll be Aaliyah Yates' second personal. Van Hook to the line for the first time tonight on the year, a perfect 2 for 2. Sophomore has a tray for her 3 points. The 4:28 mark of the first half. First free throw is good by number 22. Is checking back in, Joyce Mukalamusi.
Number 0, Joyce Mukalamusi.
Trying to make it a 5-point game once again at the 4:28 mark will be Van Hook. Second free throw by the senior is off the mark, no good. Makes that by the junior. Rebound is pulled down by Armishaw. In the front court, racing baseline is Baker. Baker has the ball taken away from her by Hines. And here come the Phillies the other way. With the basketball, McNeese to the basket, has her shot go off the bottom of the backboard, no good. Mukalamusi with the rebound and is heading up the floor. Open three, Armishaw from the top of the key, no good. Hines comes down with the board for Harrison County. In the front court, Allison has her shot blocked over there by Armishaw. Will go out of bounds, so the Phillies will maintain possession. Hudgens and Kenny will check back into the lineup for the Phillies, as Allison and McNeese will check out. McNeese appears to be favoring that right ankle. From her own baseline, Hines to trigger the inbounds pass. Hines lobs it to Kenny, knocked away, loose ball is going to be picked up by Kaufman. That's the first turnover of the second quarter by the Phillies after committing 13 in the first quarter. Armishaw, hook shot around Kenny is way off the mark, and Hines is standing there, and the ball drops right in her hands. Into the front court comes Van Hook. In front of the Tate's Creek bench, Caroline gets it up top now to Hudgens. Hudgens takes her dribble to the top of the key, now to the left elbow. Now on the baseline, picks up her dribble, looking for help. Cross-court pass to Van Hook. Van Hook in the paint, 15-footer off the mark. Rebound picked up by Van Hook. Caroline looking for help. Puts up a shot, no good. Ensuing rebound picked up by Kaufman. In the front court, she races to the basket, misses the layup, and Van Hook comes down with the rebound for the Phillies. Both teams having difficulties offensively. Now picking the pocket of Hines is Baker, and they're going to say it was a tie-up actually. Possession arrow will keep the ball in Tate's Creek's hands. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Livers. 3:04 left to go in the half. Harrison trails 21-15. Livers looking, lobs it up top to Mukalamusi. Back to Livers in the corner. Livers takes her dribble to the top of the key to reset the offense as she calls out play number 2. Keeps on drifting to the right side, and it gets it on the wing to Kaufman. Kaufman at the foul line, has the ball knocked away. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Armishaw. Her shot's going to be blocked by Kenny. Goes off of Armishaw and out of bounds.
Into the game for the Phillies.
So coming into the ball game will be Allison for Harrison County. Hudgens will bring the ball up the floor. Hudgens crossing the timeline, gets it on the wing on the near side to Allison. Tries a pass down low to Kenny, who I don't think was expecting it. Ball glances off her hands and out of bounds for the turnover. Ashton Harris returns to the lineup for the Commodores, who still lead 21-15, 2:36 left to go in the first half. Inbounds pass will come to Livers. Livers shouts out the play. She crosses the midcourt stripe on the near sideline. Livers now moves the ball to the top of the key, gets back in the corner to Mukalamusi. Mukalamusi drives baseline. Her shot's no good. Mukalamusi, her own rebound, puts it back up and in. So big basket there by Mukalamusi. Puts the Commodores back out on top by 8, 23-15. 2:09 left to go here in this first half. Here's a long three that's no good, and on the rebound we got a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep the ball in the hands of the Phillies. Harrison trailed by 11 at the quarter break, right now down by 9, but have the basketball by 8, 23-15. Allison from her own baseline lobs it to the top of the key to Van Hook. Caroline to the right side to Hudgens, long range. Hudgens in the paint, has the ball knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Tate's Creek. Into the front court with the basketball, Kaufman. Left side 12-footer, no. And on the rebound, should be over the back. And it is over the back indeed on Ashton Harris, who was trying to get the rebound. So down by 8. Harrison with the basketball. Across timeline comes Hudgens. Drifts to the left side, long range, lobs it over Van Hook's head and out of bounds, and Coach Marshall is beside herself. Back in the game for Tate's Creek, Caitlin Shelton. For Harrison County, Keely Custard returns to the floor. 1:42 left. Tate's Creek, who has now scored 13 points off of Harrison County's 18 turnovers. Harrison had 19 turnovers in each of the first 2 games. Right now they're at 18. Here's a pass to the free throw line to Baker. Open jump shot, good. Elise Baker with her 6th point. And the score goes to a 10-point margin with the 1:22 left at 25-15. Kenny with the ball at the foul line, dumps the ball down low to Hines and puts it up and in. Give the assist that time to Kenny, and the points to Hines as Harrison County with 1:04 left gets back to within 8. Here's a shot put up, no good. This time by Baker, rebound by Kenny. And she'll hand the ball to Van Hook. In the front court to Custard on the right side. Keeley in the corner, now brings it back up top to Van Hook. Van Hook on the far side of the midcourt circle, back to the near side to Custard, long range. Custard back between the circles now to Van Hook to the left side, gets the ball to Allison for 3, bounces high off the flange, no good. Kenny comes down with the rebound, and the ball is knocked out of her hands and out of bounds. And then also a foul called on Tate's Creek. It'll be on Elise Baker, and that'll be her 2nd. She's the 2nd Lady Commodore with a couple of personal fouls, joining Aaliyah Yates. Kenny at the line for the first time this season. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She already has 10 rebounds. First one's on the way and good. Also has 7 points.
Number 44, Caden Robinson.
Back in the game, Caden Robinson returns for the Lady Commodores as the gap closes to 25-18. Now trying to make it a 6-point game is Kenny, whose 2nd free throw is off the mark, and coming down with the rebound will be Armishaw. Armishaw with 5 boards here in this first half of play. 25 seconds left. Tate's Creek leading 25-18, appear to be going for the last shot of this first half. We'll have all the scoring and stats in our halftime show, brought to you by Fryman's Hilltop Grill. Here's a shot put up and good by Shelton. Shelton buries it with 5 seconds left. Here's a Hines 3-point try, no good. Armishaw comes down with the rebound, and we'll just hang on to it. And that will bring us to the end of the first half of play with your score. Tate Creek 27, Harrison County 18. Tough first half for our girls, for sure, but we are a little bit shorthanded, and that is definitely making a difference here in the early going. Well, we'll take a break right now, during which I'll get the stats all figured up for you. We'll come back and tell you what those numbers look like on our halftime show, brought to you by Fryman's Hilltop Grill, coming up right after this timeout. But once again, from here on the Hilltop, your halftime score, Tate's Creek 27, Harrison County 18. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County trailing the Lady Commodores of Tate's Creek by a margin of 27 to 18. 18 first half turnovers by the Phillies right now is the killer. The Lady Commodores raced out to a 13-2 lead to start the game. Phillies were able to narrow the gap though to just 5 points as they went on an 8-2 run and kept the deficit in between 5 and 7 points up until, let's see, it was 21-15, and from that point until the end of the quarter, it was a 6-3 margin that Tate's Creek outscored Harrison County, so not that much, but still a 9-point lead by the Lady Commodores here at the break. They've led by as many as 10 points at 25-15. Taking a look at the scoring, first for the Lady Commodores, they're being paced in the first half by a couple of different players with a half a dozen points apiece in Elise Baker and Caitlin Shelton, who came off the bench. 4 points each for Joyce Bukalamusi and Kaden Robinson, and 3 points by Elise Livers on an old-fashioned three-point play. A couple points as well by Malaya Jackson rounds out the scoring for Tate's Creek here in the first half. Also playing but not scoring, Maddie Kaufman. Now that's significant because she's their leading scorer at 13 points a game, but we've held her to no points here in the first half. Aaliyah Yates also played but did not score, as did Ashton Harris. Meanwhile, for the Phillies, 7 points and 10 rebounds by Niecy Kenny in her first game back in a Philly uniform. And boy, it's good to see her out there. She's the reason we're still in this ball game. 4 points each for Kara Hines and Caroline Van Hook, who hit a Kellyan's Pizza three-pointer, and 3 points as well for Elizabeth Allison. Also getting into the game but not scoring were Lauren McNeese, Keely Custard, and Bailey Hudgens. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break and come back and tell you what the team stats look like after this timeout. But once again, here on the Hilltop, your halftime score, Tate's Creek 27, Harrison County 18. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County trailing Tate's Creek by 9, 27-18 at the break. Take a look at the team stats here in the first half. The Lady Commodores really never did find their shooting eye, going 11 out of 34 for 32.4%. They missed all 9 of their three-point tries. Meanwhile, Harrison County, 7 of 19. That's 36.8%. They made 1 of 5 three-point tries. Now, there's a big number there. Tate's Creek shot 34 times to only 19 times for Harrison County. The reason why? Twofold. Harrison County's 18 turnovers and 11 offensive rebounds by Tate's Creek. You put those kind of things together, and that's why they've attempted 15 more shots than Harrison here in the first half. From the free throw line, Harrison County was 3 for 5 for 60%, while the Lady Commodores were 5 out of 6. That's 83.3%. Along with let's see, we'll go with 18 turnovers, as I said, with Harrison County. Tate's Creek committed only 5 miscues in that first half. But the problem is that off of the 18 Harrison County turnovers, Tate's Creek scored 15 points, while off of the 5 turnovers by Tate's Creek, Harrison County scored but 3. So in points off turnovers right now, the Lady Commodores ahead 15-3. And as you might imagine, Tate's Creek won the rebounding battle, but just by 1. Thank you, Niecy Kenny. 19-18, Harrison, 5 offensive and 13 defensive boards, led by Kenny's 10. She also included in that grabbed 4 offensive boards. Meanwhile, 11 offensive and 8 defensive rebounds for Tate's Creek. They're paced in that particular category by Katie Armishaw, who has 6 boards here at the break. Harrison County failed to record any second chance points, while Tate's Creek had 6 second chance points in the first half. So there are your stats, and we want to say we'll be right back with the second half handoff after giving you the Fryman's Hilltop Grill halftime report. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County's got some work to do as they trail by 9 as we get in the third quarter, and Tate's Creek will have the basketball. As we said, the Lady Commodores have led all the way and by as many as 10, but poor shooting from the floor has kept this game close. Armishaw in the corner finds Baker for a 3, bounces off, no good. Kenny comes down with the rebound for the Phillies. Kenny will get the ball back into the front court to Hines on the far sideline. Kara backs up near that timeline, now moves it inside the circle. Backs up again, watch where your feet are. Gets the ball to the foul line to Kenny. Kenny dumps the ball down on the block to Hines. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. That foul is on Yates, and that'll be Aaliyah Yates' 3rd personal foul. Hines going to the line for the first time tonight on the year, 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Has 4 points, 4 boards, and an assist already in the game. First free throw by the junior is going to bounce off to the right, no good. Score remains 27-18. Joyce Mukalamusi will check back in now for the Lady Commodores. Coming in for Aaliyah Yates, who will sit with those 3 personal fouls. Second free throw for Hines upcoming, trying to make it an 8-point game. Half a minute into this third quarter. Free throw up, free throw good. Makes it 27-19. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Commodores. Bounce pass on the baseline to Mukalamusi. Up top, a 3 by Armishaw is off the flange, no good. And as Hudgens comes down with the rebound, she's going to be fouled from behind by Livers. Good positioning that time by the 8th grader to get that board. Full court pressure as we've seen all night from Tate's Creek as Allison will try to get the ball in bounds. Gets to Hudgens. Hudgens nearly travels, now almost has the ball taken away. Gets to Allison, who will bring it into the front court. He in the paint, goes up, puts up a shot from 10. It's no good, and she's fouled, and will go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be called on Armishaw. That'll be Katie Armishaw's first. Allison at the line, where she's 1 for 1 here this evening. First free throw by the senior is on the way and perfect. Draws the Phillies back to within 7 with 7:06 on the clock. Second free throw by Allison is on the way, and this one is good as well. Gap closes to half a dozen at 27-21. A minute gone in the third quarter. Into the front court, Livers gets it up top to Mukalamusi, and Mukalamusi travels. Sure did. So give the ball back to the Phillies, who maybe are getting their mojo going here in the second half. From the Tate's Creek, or the sideline in front of the Tate's Creek bench, inbounds pass will come to Hudgens. Hudgens behind the back dribble, gets her into the front court against Kaufman. Good ball handling by the 8th grader. She'll get it in the corner to Allison for 3. Yes! There's another Killian's Pizza 3-pointer, this time delivered by Elizabeth Allison, as Harrison County is right back in this ball game at 27-24. Mukalamusi passes it up top to Armishaw. Here's Mukalamusi over to the right side to Livers. Livers down on the block to Armishaw, gets it back to Livers, right side 12-footers, no good. Ball bounced around, and the rebound is going to be pulled in by Caroline Van Hook. And then Van Hook throws the ball away. Done way too much of that tonight. With the basketball, Armishaw, Mukalamusi has it tapped out of her hands and out of bounds by Allison. Tate's Creek will maintain possession. With the basketball to the left of her bench, Mukalamusi to trigger the inbounds pass. 6:09 left to go in the third quarter. Harrison down by just 3. Tate's Creek with the lead in the ball. They've never trailed. Kaufman goes to the basket. A shot blocked by Van Hook, and Van Hook will get the ball as well. And here come the Phillies. Chance to tie with a tray. Van Hook picks up her dribble and then throws the ball away. 20th turnover. Livers to Armishaw to the bucket. Rims out. Rebound pulled down this time by Hudgens. Bailey a couple of boards here in the third quarter as the score remains 27-24. In between Tate's Creek misses and Harrison County's turnovers, the game has stayed fairly close. Right side Van Hook long range. Thought about the long 3, but thinks wisely and gets the ball to the top of the key to Kenny, who drops it and picks it back up again. Kenny spins around and has the ball knocked away from behind. Loose ball picked up by Allison, and she's going to be run into from behind by Mukalamusi. Going to be Mukalamusi's first personal foul. Just a common foul. Harrison County will maintain possession. Need to feed a hungry crew fast? Order a Beast Pizza right now. Don't forget about wings and salads too. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235. Trent said snap. Here's a pass down low, picked off by Baker. Into the front court with the basketball come Lady Commodores, and now Livers is going to be fouled from behind as she goes into the paint. Foul is going to be on Allison. That'll be Elizabeth's second. Keely Custer checks back in for Bailey Hudgens. From her own baseline, Livers with 5:19 left to go in the third, and her team up by 3 will trigger the inbounds pass. Livers gets the ball from the official. Looking. Now gets the ball to Armishaw. Armishaw spins around, gets it back to Livers. Livers drives to the block, has her shot blocked by Allison. But they're going to call a foul on E as well, and that's 3 fouls on Elizabeth. Going to the line will be Livers for 2. She's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe tonight. The 5:15 mark, she has a chance to get her team a little bit of a lead. First free throw by Livers, spins out. She will have another, though, to make it a 2-possession game, if she can make this free throw here. Second free throw by number 15 as the Lady Commodores looking for their first point of the second half is on the way, and this one is good. Give her 4 points, and the Lady Commodores a 28-24 lead. Into the front court with the basketball come the Phillies. Hines has the ball knocked out of her hands and out of bounds. Harrison will maintain possession. Caitlin Shelton will return to the floor. From her own baseline, opposite side of the basket, Allison will trigger the inbounds pass. Lobs it to Kenny, back to Allison, baseline 15-footer off the mark. Rebound, though, is going to be picked up by Hines. Here's a pass back down low to Kenny. Her shot's put up and good, and she's fouled. And Nisi will be going to the line for a chance at the old-fashioned 3-point play. Nice entry pass that time by Elizabeth Allison. With 4:58 left, Kenny 1 for 2 from the line, make her 1 for 3 as she misses the free throw. Livers with the rebound. She'll go all the way to the basket, misses the shot. Kaufman with the offensive rebound. Her putback is no good, but she's fouled. And Maddie Kaufman will go to the line for 2, still looking for her first points of the night. And that foul's on Allison, and that'll be her 4th. Kaufman at the line for the first time tonight on the year, an 80% free throw shooter. At the 4:51 mark, her first free throw is off to the right, no good. For Tate's Creek, Ashton Harris will check in. Allison stays out there. It's a second free throw for Kaufman upcoming. It's on the way and good. Her first point of the night. It extends her team's lead to 29-26. 4:46 left to go in this third quarter. Here's a lob down to Kenny from Custard. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled. And Nisi will go to the line. Foul's going to be on Baker, and that'll be Elise Baker's third.
Number 44.
So Kenny, 1 for 3 from the line. Trying to draw her team back to within one if she can make both these free throws with 4:41 left to go in the third. First one's on the way and is a brick. No good. Back in the game, Kaden Robinson returns for Tate's Creek. She'll come in for Elise Baker, who will have a seat with those 3 personal fouls. Kenny looking for a double-double. Already has 9 points and 11 boards. Her second free throw is off the front of the rim, no good again. And this time coming away with the rebound will be Kaufman. Races in the front court, gets the ball to Harris, who goes to the basket but misses the shot. Van Hook with the rebound for the Phillies. Gets it up top to Allison. Ball knocked away from behind and stolen by Livers. Livers lobs the ball down low to Harris. Harris gets the ball to Robinson. Her shot's no good. Rebound by Harris. Put back, no. And this time, the ball will be brought down by Harrison County. That was Nisi. Into the front court comes Van Hook. She'll get the ball to Custard. Left side, Allison. Free throw line, Kenny. Dumps it down on the block to Hines, whose shot is good. Give the assist to Kenny. The points to Hines, and Harrison County is back to within one at 29-28. And a timeout is called by Tate's Creek. It's just a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. But the Phillies, who at one point in the first half trailed by as many as 10, have chopped the deficit back to within one at 29-28 here with 3:58 left to go in the third quarter. You need someone to protect your home, auto, and more like they are protecting the rim. That's when you call Dan Furnish. Call Dan with any questions about insurance coverage at 234-4514. That's 234-4514. Phillies trailed by 9 at the half break, but here in the third quarter they have outscored the Lady Commodores 10-2 to get this game back to within one. Out of the timeout, Tate's Creek with the basketball. Livers inbounds it to Kaufman, who still just has 1 point, 12 below her season's average. Kaufman drifts to the left side, long range, being tracked by Van Hook, hands the ball to Livers. From the left elbow, Livers' jump shot, very short, will go out of bounds. So give the ball to the Phillies, who will now have a chance to take the lead. With the basketball, Custard. Tate's Creek 1 for 10 from the floor here in the second half. Allison right side, gets it on the baseline to Hines. Hines back out top to Allison, to Custard, 15-footer, no off the flange. Rebound is going to be dragged down by Hines, and now we're going to have a jump ball called. Possession arrow will keep the ball in Harrison County's hands. Phillies still down 29-28, but have fought all the way back from a 10-point deficit. From her own baseline, Allison lobs it in the paint to Van Hook. Her 10-footer's blocked by Robinson, and the rebound is pulled in by Harris. So up the floor come the Lady Commodores. Livers goes down to the block, charges over McNeese, and they're going to call, oh, it's got to be a charge call. Come on. Oh, we're going to call a foul out front on Custard. That was away from the basketball. So from her own baseline, Tate's Creek will maintain possession. Livers from the baseline. Lobs it to the foul line to Robinson. Robinson spins around looking for help. Gets it back to Kaufman on the left side, long range. 3 minutes left to go in the third. 29-28, Tate's Creek leads. And now away from the basketball, we've got a foul called on Kaden Robinson. That'll be Robinson's first. So give the ball to the Phillies. Another chance to take the lead in this possession. Custard with the basketball. Jogs across the timeline as she looks over to Coach Marshall to see what play she wants to run. Custard to the foul line to Hines. Turnaround jumper, yes! And the Phillies have made it all the way back and lead 30-28. to 29. Nice entry pass that time by Keely Custard. Harrison up now 30 to 29. Now a steal by Hines. Up the floor, Van Hook, 2-on-1 break. Caroline to the basket, misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Livers. And now a steal by Van Hook as well. And we're going to have a foul call on Tate's Creek. It's going to be called on Harris. She's the one that lost the ball in the first place. Shooting foul. Oh, we're in the one in the bonus now. 2:31 left in the third. Van Hook to the line where she is 1 for 2 tonight. First free throw is on the way and no good. Daggone it. Ball's knocked out of bounds and off of the hands of Tate's Creek. So Harrison County will maintain possession.
Into the game for the Lady Commodores, number
In the
22,
game
Malaya Jackson.
is Malaya Jackson for Tate's Creek. For Nisi Kinney, or for Harrison, Nisi Kinney checks back in. From her own baseline, Allison to trigger the inbounds pass. Gets it on the wing to McNeese. Lauren picks up her dribble, gets the ball in the paint to Hines. Hines back on the wing to McNeese, who lets the ball go through her hands and out of bounds. Pay attention, that's 23 turnovers on the night now for the Phillies. 30-29 though, the Phillies lead. Livers, baseball pass in the front court, right side three by Jackson is no good. Long rebound is picked up by McNeese. Lauren racing to the basket and a shot blocked by Livers, but with the rebound, Hines misses it. And with the ensuing rebound will be Caden Robinson. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Commodores from the foul line. Banker goes in for Caden Robinson, who gives her team the lead back at 31 to 30, excuse me. 1:47 left to go here in this third quarter. Hines to the wing to Allison, up top to Van Hook. Gets it to Kenny, right side, Allison for three off the flange. Long rebound is going to be pulled in by Ashton Harris. And now we got a whistle. And I'm going to call ball knocked out of bounds by Harrison County, so Tate's Creek will maintain possession. Bailey Hudgens checks back in for the Phillies. For Tate's Creek, Caitlin Shelton checks back in. So Tate's Creek up by 1. 90 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Lady Commodores with the basketball. Livers moves to the right side, gets it up top to Armishaw. Armishaw in the paint, flips up a shot, it's no good, but a foul is going to be called out top on Hudgens. Be Bailey's second. We'll send Armishaw to the line for the first time tonight on the year. Armishaw is a 60% free throw shooter. Has a couple of points and 6 boards. Her first free throw is good to extend her team's lead to 2, excuse me, at 32 to 30. 1:18 on the clock. Second free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Allison will come away with the rebound. In the front court with it is Hudgens. Looks to her right, pitches it to the foul line to Kenny. Launches it over to the near corner to Allison. Now the ball's knocked away. Loose ball chased down in the backcourt by Hudgens. Gets it to Van Hook, who will bring it back into the front court. Van Hook, long diagonal pass to Hines, back out to Allison. Ball fake, under a minute to go. Harrison down by 2. Here's a 3 by Van Hook, off to the right. Rebound pulled down by Armishaw, and from Coach Marshall's expression, that was not the place he wanted. Here's a pass down low, all alone Baker, who puts it up and in. And the Lady Commodores have jutted the lead back out to 4 at 34 to 30. 33 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Allison gets it up top to Hudgens. Hudgens in between the circles, pass to the left side to Van Hook. Van Hook on the baseline to Hines. Kara looking, nothing there. Gets it back on the wing to Hudgens. Lobs the ball down to Nisi, and she's going to be tied up. Possession arrow will keep the ball in the hands of the Phillies with 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. 34-30. Tate's Creek has scored the last 5 in a row. Allison lobs it up top to Hines. Hines back to Kenny, ball knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Jackson. In the front court comes Lady Commodores with 6 seconds left. Armishaw Baseline, gets the ball to Jackson for a 15-footer. No good. Rebound is pulled in by Baker, who puts it back up at the buzzer. They're going to say it was good. So as we head to the fourth quarter, your score, Tate's Creek 36, Harrison County 30. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Well, it was a tale of streaks in that third quarter. Harrison County started out the third period, outscoring Tate's Creek 12-2, but then the Lady Commodores scored the last 7 points in a row to go up 36-30 heading into the fourth quarter, and the Lady Commodores will have the ball to start things out as well. Out top with the basketball, Livers moves to the left side, now gets the ball to Armishaw from the right elbow, extended, jump shot, no good. Long rebound is going to be chased down by Jackson. We got to do a better job, girls. With the basketball, a pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Hines. So Tate's Creek will maintain possession. Harrison 0-2, Tate's Creek 1-4 coming in. 7.5 minutes left to go. From in front of her own bench, Livers gets it inbounds now to Jackson. Jackson to the left side to Baker. Baker fires up a two-pointer. No good. Rebound pulled down by Allison. And here come the Phillies into the front court. Here's a pass down low to Kenny, who puts it up and in. Macy Kenny with the nice move. Has a double-double on the night and gets her team back to within 4 at 36-32. Now we got a whistle away from the basketball and a foul called on Harrison County's Niecy Kenny. That'll be Niecy's third. That'll send Elise Baker to the line for one in the bonus. Baker on the year is an 80% free throw shooter. We've got some good free throw shooters on this team. First free throw upcoming for the junior. This is a good Tate's Creek team, probably the best in the last 10 years. First free throw's on the way and off the flange, no good.
Into the game for Tate's Creek, number 11.
Coming into the game now for the Lady Commodores, Aaliyah Yates. Also Kaufman returns for the visitors from up in Lexington. Harrison County Thoroughbreds will take on the Bracken County Polar Bears after this game is over. Second free throw upcoming for Elise Baker. Second free throw is on the way, and this one is also no good, and we are going to have a lane violation as well. So Harrison County with the ball, down by 4. A minute into this fourth quarter. Allison against full court pressure, throws the ball away. Loose ball picked up by Yates, and she'll try to return the ball down low to Baker, but Caroline Van Hook gets in the way and knocks it out of bounds. Actually, it was off of the Lady Commodores. Excuse me, so Harrison. No, yeah, okay. Elizabeth Allison faked me out. It is Tate's Creek's ball. Livers lobs the ball to the top of the key to Armishaw. Armishaw in the paint, goes to the block. Her shot against Allison is no good, and that's going to be on E. 7:10 left. And going to the line will be Armishaw. Katie Armishaw is 1 for 2 from the line. Trying to extend her team's 4-point lead with 7:10 left. Her first free throw is good. Makes it 37-32 with 7:10 on the clock. Second free throw is no good by Armishaw, and on the long rebound, we're going to have a foul call on Tate's Creek's Aaliyah Yates, and that'll be 4 on Yates. So we'll walk the other way and shoot more free throws. Just like the Breds and Phillies delivering 3-pointers, Kellyan's Pizza can deliver to you tonight. Call 298-2048 to place your order. Also available for pickup in the Bridge Street Plaza. Hines at the line for the second time tonight. She's 1 for 2. First free throw by number 4 is going to bounce off. Armishaw comes down with the rebound for the Lady Commodores, who still lead by 5. Here's a pass down low to Baker. Turnaround 12-footer is no good. Bailey Hudgens will come away with the rebound for the Phillies. She's got 3, all of them here in the second half. Hudgens across the timeline. I really like the 8th grader. She's going to be good one of these days. But there she throws the ball away. Outlet pass to Livers. Misses the layup. And on the rebound, it's Hudgens again. Bailey against the defense of Livers, gets the ball to Van Hook in the front court. Van Hook in the corner to Allison. Allison back up top to Van Hook. Now between the circles to Hudgens. Hudgens between the legs dribble, lobs it inside to Kenny, who dumps it down low to Hines, who makes the shot. Kara Hines off of the assist from Nisi Kenny, and Harrison County is back to within 3 at 37-34. Here's a long 3, no good. But an offensive rebound by Armishaw, who then in turn turns the ball over. Joyce Mukalamusi will check back in now, as will Keely Custer for Harrison County with 6:12 left. 37-34, Tate's Creek leads, but Harrison has the basketball. Allison will trigger the inbounds pass from her own baseline. Allison lobs the ball to Kenny. Kenny to Hines, in the front court to Van Hook on the right side. Van Hook gets the ball to Allison, left side to Custard. Keeley lobs it down low and tempted for Kenny, but it goes over her head and out of bounds. So give the ball back to Tate's Creek. Visit Fryman's Hilltop Grill for daily specials Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can call ahead for a quick pickup by dialing 234-1797. Cross timeline comes Livers. Drives to the block, to the glass. Her shot's good as no one cut her off. Nice drive that time by Livers. And the lead for the Lady Commodores rose to 39-34. 5:39 left. Ball knocked out of bounds in the front court. Harrison County will maintain possession. Down by 5. Still plenty of time left with 5.5 left. And now we've got an official's timeout. As the clock down to 5:34. From the far sideline near the hash, Allison will trigger the inbounds pass. Elizabeth gets it taken away nearly by Livers, who can't stay in bounds as she tried for the steal. Harrison County within 5 points despite 27 turnovers. But Tate's Creek shooting less than 30%. Custer to Allison. Down low to Kenny. Spins to the basket but misses the shot. Rebound on the floor is going to be pulled in by Livers. Livers racing into the front court. In the corner, here's a 3 by Kaufman. In there off the bank. Maddie Kaufman's first field goal of the night. And it's a good one, a big one, as it puts her team up 42-34. Now we got a whistle as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Tate's Creek in the backcourt. Harrison will maintain possession. Down by 8 now, 42-34. Allison inbounds the ball to Custard. Harrison County had the lead temporarily at 30-29, but since that time, Tate's Creek's made a big comeback. Now a steal by the Lady Commodores. Mukalamusi misses the shot. Long rebound, chased down by Van Hook. Got to stop throwing the ball away. Custard gets the ball in the corner to Allison. Drives baseline, pull-up jumper from 13 is in and out. And on the rebound, it's going to be Livers. Livers racing in the front court, goes to the basket, has her shot blocked. Rebound pulled down by Custard. It's both teams not getting much done right now. Custard tries to get the ball to Allison and then throws it away. Up the floor comes Kaufman, 2-on-2. Kaufman spins to the basket, her shot no good. Rebound is chased down by Kaufman. She'll get it to the left side to Livers for 3, and it's good. Dagger by Aaliyah Livers. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Harrison County. will take it as well. 4:18 left to go. Your score, Tate's Creek 45, Harrison County 34. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. The Hilltop, 8 straight points have been scored by Tate Creek, part of a 16-4 run that has put our guests up by 11 midway through this fourth quarter. Out of the timeout, Harrison County will inbounds the ball, facing full court pressure. Inbounds pass comes to Custard, trapped in the backcourt, and a travel. They give the ball back to the Lady Commodores. That's now an even 30 turnovers on the night for the Phillies. And off of those 30 turnovers, Tate's Creek has scored 22, nearly half of their 45 points. From her own baseline, Livers gets the ball to Armishaw, left side, 15-footer, no good. Rebound on the offside, though, picked up by Baker. Her putback is no good. And on the ensuing rebound, it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Tate's Creek. So Harrison will get possession back, but down by 11. Every possession important from here on out for our girls. Allison inbounds the ball to Hines, into the front court to Custard. Keeley to the basket, shot blocked out of bounds by Armishaw. Harrison will maintain possession of the rock. From her own baseline, this side of the basket, Allison will trigger the inbounds pass. Harrison playing shorthanded tonight without Sarah Dunaway and Gab Hatterick. With the basketball, Custard in between the circles. Gets it to the near side of the midcourt circle to Van Hook, to the left side to Allison. On the baseline finds Hines for a 15-footer good. Kara Hines now with 13 points, and Harrison County gets back to within 9 at 45-36. 3:42 left. In the front court, going to the basket is Baker, misses the shot, and the rebound's going to be pulled in by Allison. She'll get the ball into the hands of Van Hook. Van Hook crosses the timeline in the middle of the floor. Surveys the defense, gets it to the right side to Allison for three. No, off the flange. Rebound, though, is picked up by Hines. Gets it to the left side to Custard, who then throws the ball away. Livers with the steal. Livers will walk the ball into the front court with just 3 minutes left, and her team leading by 9. Looks over to Coach Yates. Livers on the wing, crossover dribble, gets her back to the top of the key, where she dumps it down to Armishaw to the basket. Good. Katie Armishaw now with 6 points as the lead grows back out to 11 at 47-36. 2:50 left in this basketball game. And now Harrison County turns the ball over again.
Number 11, Aaliyah Yates.
Aaliyah Yates back in for Tate's Creek. 2:49 on the clock. Inbounds pass will come to Livers. Livers will walk the ball up the floor. Their team leading by 11. So they're trying to pick up their second win in a row and second of the season. Harrison County in danger of dropping to 0-3. Here's a long three by Kaufman, no good. Rebound, though, is picked up by Livers. And as Livers drives, we're going to have an offensive foul down low on Mukalamusi. That'll be Joyce Mukalamusi's second personal foul. And that is the 11th turnover of the night on Tate's Creek, but only their 6th here in the second half. Coming out of the game will be Custard as McNeese will check back in. Hines will inbounds the ball. They'll need to score just about every possession from here on out and pick up some turnovers as well. Hines against the full court pressure. Looking for help, gets the ball to Allison. Allison back to Hines. Hines to Van Hook. Van Hook back over on the far sideline to Allison, gets it in the corner to McNeese. McNeese drives baseline, gets the ball to Kenny, turnaround 10-footer short. Rebound pulled in this time by Yates. So into the front court come the Lady Commodores. Here's a long pass by Kaufman, down low to Armishaw, and Armishaw lays it in. That gives the Lady Commodores their biggest lead at 49-36. And now a steal out on the middle of the floor, and a tie-up ensues. And the possession arrow will keep the ball in Harrison County's hands, as both teams playing a little sloppily tonight. A second shy of 2 minutes left to go in the game. Inbounds pass will come to Van Hook. She'll get it back to Hines. Hines lobs the ball over McNeese's head and out of bounds. And now a timeout called by Coach Marshall. Will take it with her. 1:53 left to go, your score. Tate's Creek 49, Harrison County 36. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop out of the timeout. Tate's Creek will have the basketball, leading 49-36. Livers, who's pretty much controlled the basketball all game long, gets it to the top of the key to Yates. Back to Livers, to the right side to Armishaw. She'll fire a three. Good! Katie Armishaw's first tray of the game, and the lead grows to 52-36. 1:33 left. In the front court, Hines, right side McNeese, down low. They try to get the pass to Kenny. She picks up the loose ball. Van Hook to the left side to Allison. Allison to the right side to McNeese. She'll fire a three. Air ball. Goes out of bounds. Give the ball back to the Lady Commodores. We invite you to stay tuned after the game. We'll have our post-game show brought to you by Dustin Rose out at Farm Bureau. Go over all the scoring and stats, have a chat with Coach Marshall, as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Livers comes across the timeline. Now dribbles to the right side, gets it to the right elbow, now backs it back out again to reset the offense. Takes it to the right side again, and as she makes her move to the basket, she's going to be fouled by Lauren McNeese. That'll be McNeese's second personal foul, and will send Livers to the line where she is 2 for 4. As Bailey Hudgens will check back in for the Phillies. Livers, who has 9 points, came in averaging 7. Has 5 of her 9 points here in the fourth quarter. First free throw's good. As the lead extends and Keely Custard comes back in the game.
For the Phillies, number 12, Keely Custard.
Just 58 seconds on the clock. Let's see, right now, the Lady Commodores on 24-6 run. Make it 25-6 as Livers' second free throw is good as well. Quickly into the front court come the Phillies. Hines from the charity stripe, turnaround jumper, good. Hines with 15 points, makes it 54-38. Just 40 seconds left. Livers dribbling it out top. No hurry by Tate's Creek, who will improve to 2 and 4. Harrison will drop to 0 and 3. Inside the center circle is Livers, crossover dribble, trying to get away from Hudgens. Hudgens just letting her go as the clock's down to 25. Pass to the far sideline to Kaufman. We did hold Kaufman down. She had just 4 points, one of the better players in the 11th region. Just did not have a very good night tonight. And now she will try a pass and actually throws it out of bounds. So give the ball back to the Phillies. Phillies with 6 and 9. It's 33 turnovers tonight. And that ain't good. Cross timeline, Hudgens, left side Custard, in between the circles to Hines, to the right side to McNeese. McNeese in the corner finds Hudgens. Hudgens drives, puts up a 12-footer, no good. And that is the way that the game will end with your final score. Tate's Creek 54, Harrison County 38. Phillies, despite all the turnovers early, actually took the lead because of poor shooting by Tate's Creek. With a couple of minutes left to go in the third quarter, from that point on, it was all Tate's Creek as they jacked up the defense and forced multiple turnovers. Wow. Phillies 0-3 on the season now.
If you are waiting on someone, please wait at your car.
As they'll clear the gym before the boys' game. But we'll take a break right now, during which I'll get all the scoring and stats figured up for you. Come back and tell you what those look like on our post-game show, brought to you by Dustin Rose down at Farm Bureau. But shorthanded tonight were the Phillies and just couldn't contend with a pretty darn good Tate's Creek squad. So once again, from here on the hilltop, your final score, Tate's Creek 54, Harrison County 38. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Scheduled at 8 o'clock, so we need to
All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County falls by a final score of 54-38 to a good Tates Creek team. A game that was sloppy all the way, poor shooting by the Lady Commodores, 33 turnovers by Harrison County, and just from those numbers alone, you can tell how ugly this game was. But Phillies did a nice job shorthanded, a couple of starters out, and making those multiple turnovers. You'd have thought that they'd have been blown out by the time the middle of the third quarter came along. But in the middle of the third quarter, actually a couple of minutes left in the third quarter, the Phillies actually took the lead at 30-29 as they had gone on a 12-2 run. But then Tates Creek reversed fortunes and went on a 16-4 run of their own to go back up at that time 45-34, and then just extended the lead out to 16 points by the end of the game. Harrison County now 0-3 on the season, while Tates Creek is 2-4. Taking a look at the scoring, first for the visitors from Lexington, they placed 3 players in double figures. Elise Livers and Katie Armishaw, each with 11 points apiece, 10 points for Elise Baker. Also scoring for Tates Creek, Caitlin Shelton and Kaden Robinson both came off the bench to score 6, 4 points each for Maddie Kaufman and Joyce Mukalamusi as well. And 2 points for Malaya Jackson, also playing but not scoring, were Aaliyah Yates and Ashton Harris. Joined now by Coach Marshall. Either way, Coach. Well, Coach.
I better put my mask on.
Okay.
I got enough warnings.
Tough game for us, Coach. Short-handed in the first place, and Tates Creek's pretty good, and we just didn't have enough people.
Yeah, I know. This has been rough, let me tell you. This will definitely probably go down as one of the most crazy years of all around in every part of my life. And, but it can only make us stronger.
Right.
Hopefully when we come back in postseason, we have everybody, and this is only going to make us stronger. Tates Creek experienced team, they didn't really lose anybody from last year.
Right.
And Coach Yates has done a great job with them, and they're big and strong and physical. And, you throw Bailey out there and Keeley out there and Lauren out there, and they change defenses constantly.
Right.
And so you got to know how to handle that. And right now they don't.
Right.
It's
that's
just
true.
flat out, that's the honest truth. They don't. And I'll take the blame. I mean, we haven't had enough practice. We haven't had enough time in there. We don't even have the people to match up to show them that kind of stuff, the size. So, we got to do a better job of, exposing them to that. But I'm very proud of our girls because early in the first quarter, I thought, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
We're not going to get over half court. And they settled down and slowed down the tempo.
Right.
And played at the tempo we need to play at. And we were in control, and then we got our way back in. But then late in the game, they sped us back up, and we fell right back into it. So, that's what we talked about. We had to learn and continue to hold the tempo the whole game, and that's hard. You take away Gab, and so much experience there, and it's hard. And then we had silly turnovers, just throwing the ball too high, trying to throw over top of them. You just can't do that. And so we'll get there, though. I'm proud of the fight. If the fight's there, the determination's there, you can go somewhere. If they lay down, that's a different story.
Good to have Nisi back in the fold. I had her with 11 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Yeah, she's such a good passer. That's what, and that's the thing, like Sarah's been in. Sarah came in tonight. Her elbow's really bothering her. So we just found out tonight we weren't going to have her.
Right.
I'll be honest, I didn't think Nisi would last as long as she did tonight. She really pushed. She really worked. She's got a lot of energy. But they're not used to having her.
Right.
So we had a lot of turnovers just trying to get her the ball. A lot of timing issues with that.
Yeah.
A lot of shots that we could have went inside to her and we're shooting on the outside, not a good shot. So those are all things we got to learn now that we have her back. But she's so big and strong in there, and she's got to take her time a little bit more.
Yeah.
She's only got 3 practices in. That's all we've gotten with her. And so, for her to only have 3 practices and come out and have a double-double, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
really good.
She's just, she's wanting to turn and shoot so fast. I told her, I said, if you keep it high, all they can do is foul you. Just slow down, get the ball up there, and get a good shot off. But she'll get there. So, I'm proud of them. I don't like losing. But, again, they could have laid down. and we got some young guards that just got to learn.
Right.
And you know, one thing I like Bailey and Keely, like they didn't get down too much. You know, Keely made a couple mistakes and she owns them. You know, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
She's not blaming somebody else. She owns her mistakes. She knows she did. She's a little hesitant sometimes because she doesn't know when to attack and when not to.
She's 7th grader.
Right? And so, you know, those are all the things that she'll figure out.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just going to keep getting better and better because she's so coachable.
Yeah. Kara, a big night tonight, a career high 15 points. 11 came in the second half when it seemed like she has finally said, I can play with these people. Just give me the ball.
Well, you know, and that's where Nisi helps her because
Yes.
they're doubling on Nisi, and then Nisi did a great job of passing, and all the other girls of ball movement, and then getting Kara the ball. And Kara's got a good shot, and that's where it's going to be hard if they double on her, then leave Kara open, and she can knock down those shots, and she's just got to get that. I'm glad because she needed her confidence up.
Oh, yeah.
Her confidence was down a little bit, so for her on the scoring end.
Yeah. Got Beechwood coming in on Wednesday. That's just a varsity game now, but another tough opponent from the 9th region.
Yeah, I know this is not an easy week. And,
No.
you know, it's just, again, I told them we just got to keep thinking about growth and getting better and not focus on the wins and losses and all that stuff. If we're getting better, that's all that matters right now. And obviously you want to win every game, but you also want to get better every game. So that's more important than anything, and we just got to keep working.
All right, Coach, appreciate you coming by, and we'll talk to you Wednesday.
That's at 6:30.
Yes, 6:30 on Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and finish up looking at the individual scoring after this timeout. You're listening, or you have been listening, to Harrison County Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County falls to a record of 0-3 on the season, while the Commodores improved to 2-4 with their second straight win. And remember, I was talking about the pregame show, their 4 losses have come against teams that combined have a record of 14-2. So they're good, is what I'm trying to say. Very, very good basketball team that we lost to tonight. All their top 6 scorers from last year back, and they're strong, and they're quick, and they're good, and they're going to give every team they play a tussle, that's for sure. Taking a look at the team stats. Or no, we're back to the individual scoring for Harrison County. Led by Kara Hines, career high 15 points. Nisi Kenny had 11 points and 12 boards. That's a career high for her as well. 8 points for Elizabeth Allison, and 4 points for Caroline Van Hook, also playing but not scoring. Lauren McNeese, Keely Custard, and Bailey Hudgens. As if you were keeping tabs, yes, only 7 players got to play tonight for the Phillies because of injuries and whatnot. So tough time as far as that's concerned as well. We'll take our final break, come back and talk about the team stats, and also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. That coming up after this timeout. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, let's go over the team stats that are not very pretty at all for either team, actually. Harrison County was 15 out of 41. That's 36.6% from the floor. They attempted 9 trays and only hit 2. Meanwhile, Tate's Creek, 20 of 67. That's right, they shot 67 shots to our 41, but because of the offensive rebounds and turnovers, that's the reason they shot 26 more shots than we did. But anyway, 20 for 67, that's 29.9%. They attempted 17 trays and hit only 3. Harrison really struggled from the free throw line, which is unusual for us. Coming in, we were a 68% free throw shooting team. Tonight, just 6 out of 14 for 42.9%, while Tate's Creek was 11 of 18 for 61.1%. Turnovers, well, I guess we got to talk about it because it's a stat. But Harrison County, 33 turnovers on the night. And to Tate's Creek credit, they converted 24 points off of those turnovers. Meanwhile, 12 turnovers for Tate's Creek. Harrison County had 8 points off of those 12 miscues by the Lady Commodores. And rebounding-wise, 37 to 31 was the edge that Tate's Creek had. Harrison County, 9 offensive and 22 defensive boards for their 31. They were paced by Nisi, who had 12, although Harrison did not get any second-chance points. Meanwhile, 19 offensive rebounds and 18 defensive rebounds for Tate's Creek. They were paced by Katie Armishaw, who had 9 of those 37 boards, including 4 of the offensive variety. Tate's Creek, because of their poor shooting, were only able to get 6 second-chance points off of those 19 offensive rebounds. Harrison County was one of the things I should have mentioned to Coach when she was over here. Got 11 assists tonight. That's a good number, but the 33 turnovers really overshadows everything else. But remember, we were shorthanded, didn't have Gab, who would have done a much better job because of her experience in handling the press that the Lady Commodores threw at us. But Bailey and Keeley did okay. They're going to have to learn the hard way, it looks like, but both of them did okay. They both, yes, made mistakes, but both of them at times showed they knew what was going on. Both of those girls will be okay. They're 7th and 8th grader. They'll be all right. So there you have it. Harrison County now 0-3. Tate's Creek now 2-4. As we mentioned, well, actually, let's name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. And we're going to give it to Nisi, who just, playing out 3 days of practice after coming back out. Gets 11 points, 12 rebounds, and also dishes out 3 assists. She probably should have about 5 or 6 assists, but the players she's passed them to didn't make their shots from inside. But anyway, a good line for Nisi, 11, 12, and 3. Our Judy Construction Company player of the game. The Phillies' next game will be on Wednesday when we'll play against Beechwood here on the Hilltop. That's just a varsity game that'll start at 6:30. So come here early if you're planning on coming because it's a 6:30 ball game against Beechwood. Now, our next game will take place here in about 45 minutes when the Thoroughbreds will take on the Bracken County Polar Bears. That ought to be a fun game. Of course, the Polar Bears with one of the most outstanding scorers in the 10th region in Blake Reed, who's averaging over 25 points a game, averaged about 24 or some last year, and he's just a freshman. So an exciting player to watch tonight later on. Want to thank Ryan for doing the streaming again here tonight. Also want to thank our engineer back at the station, Trent Harris, who always does a great job. And as always, I want to thank all of our sponsors because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So from the Hilltop in the first game of this girl-boy doubleheader, your final score for the final time, Tate's Creek 54, Harrison County 38. We'll be back in just a few for the Breds game. You're listening to Harrison County Basketball on WCYN Sports.